these Dionna Coaching Gym episodes where I get to go live, teach a lesson that is intended to assist you on your love attraction journey, and I get to connect. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me for this week's lesson, which it's a good one, like all the lessons. But this one may be a little bit tougher to digest, right? I'm going to have to really get real with you all. We're in a new year. Our focus is to attract, transformational love, and that is no small feat. We are putting in the work, which means I'm having to dig even deeper to pull things out. And as you are going along in your journey, you're going to have to dig deeper too. So first, let's start. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm Dionna. I'm your love attraction expert and guide on your love attraction journey. And I want you to treat this channel as your self-help learning library for all things love. So every Monday I go live and I teach a lesson that is intended to assist you on this journey. Let's see who is checking in this week. Oh, I see two of my goddess sisters are here. Hola, Monica. And hola, Cristina Maria. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tonight's lesson is an awesome one. We are going to dig deep. So what you are doing to hold yourself back. What you're doing to hold yourself back. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about accountability. So I really want you to take tonight's lesson as an opportunity to learn about how to put accountability into practice. Tonight, I'm going to review circumstances and maybe thoughts and beliefs that you might be holding on to that are holding you back. And when I say holding you back, it's getting in the way of you attracting love, transformational love, more love into your life. So yes, my intention this week is to shed light on common ways that you may be holding yourself back. And I want to encourage you to take accountability so you can be empowered to make the necessary changes that you need to make that will open the doors so that you can attract love. So let's get right into it. I have a list of 10 things. I am going to put them on the screen, so feel free to take notes. I would encourage you to listen this entire time. I'm going to go into some detail. So I want you to be really open to hearing so you can see if this at all pertains to you. So number one, number one, you are unable to get over an ex because you're still blaming them. So if you have any residual negativity left over from a previous relationship or experience with another person, and you are stuck on what they've done to you, what they did in the relationship that caused it to end, you are still holding on to blame for them. This is a surefire way to hold you back. As we learned in the two videos where we discussed accountability, you being able to just look at yourself and see where you may have contributed. Thank you so much, honey. I'm over here coughing. Thank you so much, babe. So being able to look at yourself and see where you may have contributed, or you may have allowed, or you may have ignored, that will place more power back to you versus putting the focus on blame and them, thus leaving you stuck. Number two, if you are unwilling to recognize or accept your own patterns. Along this love attraction journey, you have to be willing to look at yourself. That's what accountability is. So if you're unwilling to accept or recognize your own patterns, you won't be able to change them. How will you be able to recognize them? It's by doing a self-assessment through all of your relationships. This doesn't have to be limited to romantic as well. You can look at your friendships. You can look at colleagues, at coworkers, and see if you have any, issues or things aren't going as you would like them to go. They're not growing in a way that you would like them to. You always have the opportunity to look at yourself and look at your own contribution, look at your own patterns. Are you choosing to do the same things? Are you entering into relationships that are very similar? Are you looking to get certain needs met every time in a relationship? You have to be able to recognize and accept your own patterns. Number 3. Now, this is for my people that are currently in relationships that don't necessarily serve you. You don't feel 100% satisfied. You don't feel growth in these areas, but you continue to romanticize the relationship like it's perfect. You continue to act as if you don't have these glaring red flags, these glaring differences, or areas of opportunity that are going unchecked or unmet or unserved, like you're doing nothing about it, or your partner is doing nothing about it. So if your relationship is not meeting your needs or your standards, you have to be honest about that and stop romanticizing it. Now, number 4, for those who just got out of a relationship and are into a new one, you're using a new relationship to get over an old one. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting back out there soon after being in a relationship, but I would always encourage taking the time to assess the previous relationship. Make sure that your motivation for entering into a new one is pure. It's not to seek revenge. It's not to prove a point to someone else. It's none of those things. It is purely because you met someone else, they fit into your life, you align, your goals align. It's a healthy merger. You're not having residual issues from previous relationships. So you don't want to be using a new relationship as a means to get over an old one. Number 5, refusing to do self-work. That is, again, kind of relating to you're not accepting your own patterns. You're not looking at yourself. You're not thinking what you need to do for yourself in order to prepare yourself to continue on and attract love. We all have self-work to do. I'm happily married. That does not mean I don't have self-work. I still have self-work because I'm a growing human being. I'm growing every day. I'm learning every day. So I want to improve. If you are not doing the work on yourself, you are not prepared to attract love. So we're kind of halfway through the list. For those that are here, you're checked in. Are any of these resonating with you? Even if they don't resonate with you now, have you had to address these things? Have you experienced any of these things getting in the way of you progressing forward and being able to attract love? Any of them? Unable to get over an ex, you're still blaming, you're unwilling to recognize or accept your own patterns, maybe romanticizing your current relationship, or using a new relationship to get over an old one, or refusing to do self-work. So that's the first half. Now let's finish the last half. 6, thinking that self-work just means choosing better. I mean, I have to raise my hand. At one point, I was guilty of this. I had done so much work on myself that, I had gotten to this point that I'm like, it ain't me, it's them. I just need to choose better. Sometimes that is true. I see a comment coming in. Hey, goddess. That's my goddess sister, Jackie, checking in. Hey. So I have been guilty of that, thinking that I just need to choose better. I'm just choosing the wrong guys. And that may be true. But even in choosing better, there's still work for you to do. In order for you to choose better, you need to check what you're attracted to, right? You need to have better sight for the future. You need to be able to look further out when you're doing the choosing. You need to have a better sense of self so you can choose a better partner that aligns with you, that is complementary to you. All right, and number 7. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road and I have to get a little tough with you all. Let me take a sip of water before I do this one. Number 7, coveting or judging what others have. Now, first, let me just say, there's nothing wrong with looking at other people, seeing how their relationship is going and saying, man, that looks awesome. I love how they show each other love. I love that Black love. There's nothing wrong with gaining inspiration from other couples that are getting it right. However, it is not helpful to you on your journey if you're judging it. Oh, she only has that because of this. Oh, he only likes her because of this. Oh, they're only together because of this. Or coveting it. If I had a man like that, I would do this. Any of those things are negative energy and they do not align with love and will not assist you in attracting it. Yes, complementary is key. So that's another reason why you don't want to look at other people's relationships and covet or judge, because literally you don't know. You don't know what's going on the inside. You only know what they show. So instead, I would say, learn from them. There's nothing wrong with looking at other couples and taking notes, seeing if there are things that you can learn, how they do their date nights, how they prioritize spending time together, how they've prepared for marriage. Those are all things that you certainly can look at and gain inspiration from. So number 8, ignoring criticism that could be helpful. When I was beginning like my femininity, my level up journey, when I was focusing on myself, I decided that I was going to be way more open to criticism from other people who were experiencing me. And my thought process was, if I'm hearing similar things from different people, even if I don't myself agree with it, I should still be open to seeing where I could learn from it. And I have a comment coming in. Exactly, I agree. I'm sorry if I'm a little late with the comments, y'all. I'm trying to work with that. So ignoring criticism that could be helpful. So if you're hearing certain things from people that you trust, or it's varying sources, and you hear a particular trait, or if someone says a particular thing about you that they experience, be open to seeing if that's an area of opportunity for you. One area that I had received feedback from numerous people was that I seemed intimidating. A few different people in different settings, different circumstances. So they were unrelated. They did not know each other, and they all experienced me in different settings. And all of them said that they were a little intimidated to approach me. Now, I could have taken that and said, well, whoever doesn't approach me, I mean, they're not strong enough for me. They don't deserve to talk to me. I could have taken that stance, but that certainly would not have helped me. It would not have helped me. So instead, I listened to what they said, and I was mindful of how I appeared when I was first meeting people or when I was interacting with them. In the beginning, I started to kind of force a smile. I forced myself to be the one to go up to other people and speak to them first. I did a number of things to try out what would be a natural progression for me. And notice I'm being very purposeful with that, a natural progression. So I'm not saying deny who you are and change who you are completely. No, but you certainly should be open to hearing the criticism and seeing if there is any opportunity for you to make adjustments. Now, number 9, allowing your past to dictate your future. What I mean by this is things that you've experienced in your past can be very hurtful. Some of us have been through some really traumatic experiences in regards to love, and that can definitely taint your view and skew it to make you focus on negativity. We don't want that. Your past was your past. Your experiences were yours for you to learn from. They were merely lessons, opportunities for you to grow, for you to learn more about yourself, more about how you are in relationships, more about what you want and what you don't want. So anytime that you are feeling negativity about your past and you're sensing like this resistance, we want to get past that and get back to positivity. Yes, I experienced that setback, but that was one instance and I learned from it. That is not my lot in life. That is not what I'm destined to experience in the future. And Joy is checking in and she said, glad I'm over that. So she has experienced it as well. Thanks for sharing that, Joy. Now, the final one. Now, this one, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably about to shake the table with this one. So many successful women struggle with this. Number 10, using your children as an excuse. Now, before you log off, you know I'm a mother of 2. I absolutely adore my children. They are top priority in my life. However, one of the things that I had to learn when I was truly opening myself up to attract transformational love into my life, it wasn't their father, so I had to be open to another man coming in. I had to stop using my children as an excuse to get out there and date, to be open to leadership from a new man, from saying things like, my children come first, they come before any man. If you've had children and you're not with their father, you have to understand that moving forward into a new relationship with a new man, if you desire to have true headship, to have a man that is in a leadership position, who comes in and takes on the role of father to your children. I'm not saying replacing their father, but I'm saying as an acting father in that role when he's in their presence, if you all are sharing a home, if you are building a life together, you certainly have to be able to make the shift into wife. You have to make the shift to know that you and your husband are one. That means you're together. Then you prioritize everything together. So you understand how your children don't come before your husband because he's one with you and you have to take care of you first. So that is a big thing that gets in the way from women who already have children from attracting transformational love. Now, I'm prepared. My comments are open. I'm prepared for people to maybe have a varying thought about that or to disagree. That is okay. I'm only teaching what I know. What I know works and what I myself have had to deal with and adjust to. So, I always like to kind of round everything up and give you a summary for the lesson. So here in the Love Attraction community on Destination Deanna, I'm always going to focus on mindset, method, and momentum. The mindset is your shift. So the shift that you need to make if you are desiring love. You're not attracting it now, or at least not the one you want. So there needs to be a shift. You need to shift from outward to inward. You're not a victim. You're not a victim to your circumstances or what anyone else has done. Instead, you are empowered to use accountability, right? In our method, this is how you're going to train yourself. You're going to train yourself to walk in this new mindset. We need to decide to architect your life with accountability. That means build the life that you want based on you being in control, you taking accountability for what you experience, what you allow, what you ignore. All of that is in your control. And after you've taken accountability, I want you to assess your current love status, where you are, how you're doing on this journey. And you need to identify everything that is getting in your way. I gave 10 examples today, but there are many, many more, right? So once you've done that, the momentum is the practice. Practicing what you have learned after you've shifted and you're training your mind to think this new way. Now, how do you practice this? You practice this by taking accountability for it all, looking at your setbacks, looking at what's getting in the way, and then taking accountability. Okay, I see this has happened. How did I allow that? How could I have changed this? How could I have responded differently? How could I have put up a better barrier or a better standard? How could I have upheld that? There's always more that you can do. That's why accountability is the way to empower yourself. So my coaching gem for this week is the biggest roadblock to progress on your love attraction journey is you. The good news is you are in control, and accountability is how you can make the necessary changes. So if you missed the previous videos where I talked about accountability with yourself and accountability within relationships, please go back and take a look at those, because I dig into it even deeper to explain why it's important and what are the benefits, how you'll be able to see it within yourself and within your relationships. So please go back and take a look at those two videos. Remember, every Monday is a new coaching gem. So it's a topic-based lesson and an interactive discussion. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and set your reminders. Tell friends, because we want to grow the love attraction community. Before I sign off, did anyone have any questions or concerns about any of the circumstances or the examples that I brought up tonight? Is anybody struggling with any of those and you'd like some advice or would like me to elaborate further on any of those examples? I got a bunch of y'all on, so I want to make sure that it's worth your time being here. So if no one says anything, I'm thinking that I did a really good job with the lesson and everybody is leaving with something. So I appreciate you all. Please keep in mind that I'm getting ready to go on my love sabbatical. So I'm recording information. I'm recording lessons. So you're not going to miss that. Every Monday, there's still going to be a video from me. They just won't be live because I'm getting married in a month. Well, I'm having my wedding in a month and my honeymoon. So I'm going to take some time to love up on my man and live what I teach. Okay. So if you all are interested, I am having a love attraction mastery course that is going live on April 3rd. It is a private invite only course. I only have room for 10 women, and actually it's down to 5 now. So I only have 5 more spaces. If you are interested, make sure that you text LOVE to 214-434-7897. It is invite only, so we would need to have a discussion, see where you are in the process, see if you would fit into what's going to happen. It's going to be a transformational course, 4-week intensive. It's going to be awesome. So there's 5 spaces left. Make sure you hit me up if you are interested. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember that God is love. We are of God. So attracting love is easy. especially when you have me as your guide. And ladies, do not believe the lie. We can have it all: career, family, and love. I love you all. Have a good night.